All right. On that note, let's get the mouse topic. What is your topic?
Well,
man?
I've been on an indie kick lately.
Yeah, I know. You've been playing Moonlighter.
Yep, and I among the first days of the Steam sale, I was looking for something and saw that Dead Cells was on sale for like $12. So I was like, yeah, I'll try that. I've seen it streamed a bit. It's been in let's see, early access since last year of. See if I can look real quick. Nope, that's this year. May 10th, 2017, and it's by is it Twin Motion Twin is the development or dev, and they've only done like free mobile and online flash games up until now. This is like their first like actual game, basically, I guess. It's really weird that this is their first like game like this, like and it's so good.
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, it's a roguelike Metroidvania-ish game, which I say they use Metroidvania, but I say ish because it has it's because of the roguelike or element, and it has procedurally generated levels, which but it also uses like you can unlock things in the game to unlock different parts of a level later or whatever, like in a Metroidvania game. But it being roguelike, whenever you die, you have to go all the way back to the beginning.
Yep.
It also it's pixel art, and I think the art's really cool looking.
Yeah, I've seen the stills from it.
I don't really know how to describe it, but other than it's pixel art, the art direction's really cool. Yeah, each level's procedurally generated and will have a basic layout to it. Like there's one area called the ramparts where you're supposed to be up on the top of some ramparts, so there's like some bottomless pits that you'll have to jump over as you go, but the level is still randomly generated. And then if you're in the sewer, there's still like poison pools in around and stuff. The game also has branching paths that I don't even know how many. Like you might go. What's it called? It's like some kind of. I can't remember the name, but you go to like you always start in the prison cells, and then you might go to. I can not remember the name, but it's like a place where they hang people.
And gallows.
No, it's not the name, but and then you go to the ramparts, or you might go to the sewers and then the ramparts.
Yeah.
But later, as you progress, you will also get like I don't know if they're always called runes, but one was, and it lets you teleport around. There's another item that lets you like grow vines to crawl up. So later you'll be able to take even different paths as you go, basically on your runs. That's there's quite a bit of different areas, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
How's the music? Because these games usually have good music.
Yeah, they even offer the soundtrack to be bought on its own. It's pretty good. I think it's by the person who did Neo, honestly.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
I think.
That is what kind of is it like synthy?
Was that a different game? Yeah. Like I remember liking it, but I also bought some other games that I think just have better music. So
yeah.
I bought Hyper Drifter, which is very synthy and amazing on its music track.
I love the animation.
Yeah, it's got really good animation.
It reminds me of Ghost Trick. What's the type of there's like an animation style for this stuff. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I don't know. And so yeah, you are a group of cells that inhabit a decapitated body. So you can't speak, but like you're pretty emotive, like with your thumbs up and stuff, and like wagging your finger for no, and like they did a good job there, like giving some character to someone that basically doesn't have a head. Yeah, there are. You call the levels biomes. Like, is like each level. I guess the name. And there are like 6 levels to it, I believe, or which is basically indicating the strength. Like if you're on biome level 4, because there are a couple different levels on that biome level. That's like just the strength of the enemies, basically. And prisoners'
Biomes.
quarters, promenade of the condemned was what that one name was that I couldn't remember. Yeah. So you have 4 weapon slots, but 2 are like traditional weapons, like swords, or you have your 3. Well, so there are like traditional weapons, and then you have 2 slots for like skill or abilities or whatever. Like they have cooldowns, like grenades or turrets or something. And then you have 3 stats, which are red brutality, purple tactics, and green survivability or survival. Which the names they have it, but they're all color coded, so you can really just look at the color to see. Because some weapons, like you might get, there's a electric whip, I believe, that is half red, half purple. So like both of those stats work into its damage. And the weapons can have random abilities on them. Mm-hmm. And synergy is pretty important. Like sometimes you might get a weapon that does, like 100% more damage to someone who's frozen. So a frost grenade's really good to use with that. Or there's just extra damage depending on the status effect. So it's important to like look at what your weapons do. What your weapons do and how they all work together can be very important. Yeah. Especially the elemental effects and whatnot, I think, are really nice. They can help compensate for stats sometimes. Like I usually go red brutality all the way because that's where grenades are. And
you always pick red, Mao.
And then, purple's my favorite color, so I did try that. That's ranged mostly, like bows and the whip is a melee, but it's got some range on it, so that's why it was a split half and half.
Yep.
Sometimes you even get I think the frost grenades are like maybe 3/4 red and 1/4 blue. Or purple, I mean. Mm-hmm. But I haven't actually touched the green at all because that's where your shields are, and I am no good at parrying. In any game that offers parrying, I suck at it.
Roll, Mao. Always roll.
I use my roll, and they say they're inspired by Souls combat. Yeah. Which the enemies are very they're telegraphed and they follow a pattern. So once you learn that definitely helps. Obviously, it's the same approach to combat that you might take in a Dark Souls game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I roll all over. There's also a down, if you hold down while you and the jump button, you do a down smash, which is actually really effective, but I don't use as much as I should. Because it can stun things depending on the height you drop from.
I wonder if this... I found the name of that technique. It's called rotoscoping. Where you have live action film and then you animate over it.
Oh, really?
Like in the AHA video.
Yep. I don't know if this is that.
No, it doesn't have to look like that. You can do it with pixel animation too, because what they did in Ghost Trick. I
don't know if that's what they're using.
It just looks buttery smooth like Ghost Trick, so that's what it made me think of. I'm looking at some of the animation GIFs for it.
I see. Let's see. I Google.
This crow. There's. I'll put it in Discord. There's a bunch of crows. I wonder if they filmed some crows and animated over them.
Yeah. Anywho. Yeah.
Just seems really fluid. Rotoscoping is often really fluid like that for whatever reason.
So you start over whenever you get killed, but you have the option to upgrade, or you can upgrade over time.
Yeah.
whenever you kill an enemy, there's a chance that it'll drop a cell, which are basically and then you collect so many. Like usually, I think I typically you get like 8 from the prison quarter or whatever, and in between levels you can spend them, and you can use them to unlock. Either you can unlock the chance for new weapons to drop, like you can choose like I want the broadsword to now possibly now you have, if you unlock it after spending like 20 cells, you have the option of finding it as in your playthrough. Then there's also general abilities, which are like extra health potions on when you use like the Estus flask in Dark Souls. Or start with like the some gold from your last playthrough. Like it starts at like 3,000 gold, and then you can upgrade it to 6,000. Or the option to sell stuff at a very like 90% its value. So and then also in that in between section between levels, you also have the option to choose mutations, which are other just ways to alter your playthrough, like quicker cooldowns or a little bit of health back on a kill. There's also the extra life, but like I think you only get to, once you select it, you can't select it again. Like even if, because you can reset them in between levels as well, spend some gold, choose all new ones. That one never can be chosen again. Yeah. So and then once you beat a boss, you get the option to go to the forge, which lets you upgrade weapons. In that, like if you upgrade that version of the weapon, you will randomly have a chance when you find that weapon for it to be the upgraded version. And that also costs cells. You can like destroy the door in between the level, because it like won't open until you spend the cells. But if you like destroy it, you can just leave with all your cells, and if you die, you lose all your cells. So it's a risk reward thing. There are currently 4 bosses in the game, but you can only beat 3 in a run through, because the way that the levels they lead into different ones. Like the first boss you can come across can be one of 2, basically, depending on the path you took. Hopefully, that's cool. Yeah, I'm hoping they add more. Like they actually just today announced that the physical release is in August, and which means we're guaranteed to expect the 1.0 release by then. Yeah. Because they just released the 9.2 update or whatever the other day.
Close to the full release of the game.
Yeah, it's almost done at this point. Yeah. And though they also said they will be offering like content full DLC for free. So that's nice. And yeah, more bosses would be cool. More everything in that game is really what I want out of the DLC. I've really been enjoying it, and I can't beat the second boss, so I haven't even beat the game.
I'm sorry, Mel.
Yeah. And every time you die, you have to fight the bosses again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they don't stay dead like in Dark Souls.
Hardcore.
Yeah, but I've seen people just like talking about it, and a complete like beating the last boss will either take between an hour and 2 hours, basically, of a run through. I've basically been picking it up and doing a couple runs, and then depending on if I have a particularly long run and I get mad at dying, I'll put it down, step away.
Get away from this.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of roguelikes, or roguelites, or whatever. But yeah, I think the game's really fun.
I might wait till it comes out on Switch.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to pay the Switch tax, so it's it's like $35 for the cartridge, I think.
Oh man, really that much?
Yeah. So once they release the full version, or actually no, I think it was today. Actually, now that the Steam sale is over, it went up to $25 as its price instead of like I think
11.
It's 20 right now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. 20 is the new price. It was like 15, I think.
Yeah.
Possibly. Or something. So yeah, you have to pay because Steam cartridges cost a lot. I think because even the physical PlayStation release is going to be $25.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully the version you can download on the Switch, if there's a, if you can download it on the Switch, maybe it'll be cheaper.
Hopefully.
But that's not a guarantee.
This sounds like a play on the road game for me.
Yeah. I think it does do what I think it is something that fits well on the, how you use the Switch.
Yeah. The Switch is like great for little indie games like that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they just cost so much to make on the Switch.
Oh, Nintendo.
Gotta use that cartridge.
Yeah. All right, cool. It's just the long wait a week from now for me before Octopath comes out. I'm at the I don't want to get a game and start a new one phase. I don't have any games that I haven't beaten that I can like play through that quick. So I'm just sitting, waiting, wishing.
Just play back through something that you don't mind stopping early.
Yeah, that's true. Me.
Start back up Final Fantasy VI if you're going to be running us through it or in that world.
Oh, I've played that game enough times that I know the lore for it.
I know nothing.
Or the world.
I've played it like once a long time ago.
Don't worry about it. There's the Empire and there's the Rebel faction. It's Star Wars.
You can be
it's like every Final Fantasy game. Star Wars.
No, but there is a class that lets you be a Magic Tech pilot, which are basically like magic mechs.
Yeah.
But which, depending on the level, it might not be the worst. I know eventually they get like huge, which at that point it's like it's kind of ridiculous to just be tromping around in.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is I can't have a personal adamantoise that I ride inside of on a regular.
No.
Hey, I knew a reference.
You could be Blue Mage and maybe get an adamantoise power.
They do have the Beastmaster, which is basically a barbarian that gets an animal cookie.
Be interesting.
Yeah.
I was honestly looking at possibly doing the what do they call it, the stack summoner or whatever.
Oh yeah,
from Final Fantasy.
Yep.
That's
the
cute.
Mirage.
Yeah, Mirage Keeper. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very silly. You can stack with your summons.
Stack.
But then does that mean all of our like buff stack and everything, or?
I don't know how it works. I barely read it. It's like you can use the base attack bonus of the highest thing in the stack, but like any of the attack, like you could. I can't remember what you were writing on, what the bottom stack was, but it had like full base attack bonus. But you could use the Cactar's needle attack, which was, at the top of the stack.
1,000 needles.
Right.
Oh my god.
Very silly.
All right. Are you going to go see Ant-Man and Wasp this weekend, Mal?
I think so. Maybe.
All right. I'll probably go see it as well.
All right.
So we can talk about it next week.
Is that already coming out?
Yeah.
Yep.
Came out tomorrow, I guess. They're showing it here now already. So, yeah, I don't necessarily care about going and seeing stuff unless I'm super excited for it or don't want to be spoiled. Like I caved in with on Avengers a few months ago.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to be able to avoid spoilers.
That you already had tickets for, you ended up going the night of anyway.
Yep. Oh, that's how I roll, Mal. That's how I roll. All right, this has been episode 58 of Podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in their own video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes, SoundCloud, and topic by topic, day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. Check us out on social media. We're on Twitter at Podcast5R, Facebook P5R Podcast. Someday Meta and I will be streaming again. Who knows when that day will be? I'm going to keep saying it. It's going to keep coming true. It'll come true one day. Well, I was going to do Friday, then you told me that the pre-release was this coming weekend, so I was like, well, I'm not going to do that because all my buds want to go that on Friday. Maybe we can do it on Sunday.
We'll see.
I don't have any plans. If you're up for it, I'd be fine with doing it.
Yeah, it depends on when I'm seeing Ant-Man, basically.
Yeah, we'll talk about it over the weekend because we can beat Final Fantasy 1 in like 2 more streams.
Yep.
So, but until then, we are out. We are done. And we'll be back next week on the eve of Octopath. When the JRPG world starts turning on its nexus. Is this the Square Enix game to save Square Enix? That's on one system.
That's how it's Final Fantasy 15.
I got no rebuttal for that. I want to play the Power Ranger mod for Final Fantasy 15. Yeah, I think Mal was like, that looks cool or something, and I was like, yeah, now I kind of just want like a Power Ranger game that is just kind of FF15. That would actually be pretty sweet, honestly.
Yeah, if we could get the Zords in there, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
You ride around on the Zords instead of your car.
There we go.
And they fly.
Alrighty.
You get the Triceratops and the Tiger. You
This has
travel.
gone off the rails.
Yeah. Like the car couldn't when the game launched.
Ha.
Hey, you set me up for it. It's still the greatest game of all time, though. And Noctis is the greatest protagonist that's ever graced any gaming device. But that's neither here nor there. I've already discussed that at length. And
So you gonna wrap this up?
no, not until you acknowledge that Noctis is the greatest video game character of all time.
I will not.
I'll get you
This
next
is the
time,
cast
Mal.
that-
I'll get you next time. We'll run the Final Fantasy game in the FF15 world.
I mean,
You could do it, honestly, but whatever. All right, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.